Ladies, let me ask you something that might feel very close to your heart. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, wondering if the younger man in your life is truly in love with you? Or are you simply another chapter in his story before he eventually finds someone closer to his own age? I know that feeling. The constant questions, the overthinking, and the fear that maybe society is right about relationships with an age gap. But what if I told you that when a man is truly, deeply, and madly in love with an older woman, there are specific and unmistakable signs he shows? Signs that most people never even notice. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you 5 scientifically supported signs that prove a man is genuinely and deeply in love with an older woman. And trust me, these aren't the obvious things you might be expecting. These signs are backed by research from respected institutions like the Kinsey Institute, the University of California, Davis, and relationship experts such as Dr. John Gottman. By the end of this video, you'll have the clarity to stop doubting yourself and start recognizing real love when it's right in front of you. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I share psychology-based relationship advice every week that you don't want to miss. And if this video helps you gain insight into your relationship, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me reach more people who need this message. Now let's get started. Before I reveal these 5 powerful signs, I want you to understand why recognizing them is absolutely essential for your peace of mind and emotional happiness. Here's what happens when you don't know these signs. You get caught in a cycle of doubt. You start questioning every gesture, every word, and every moment of affection. You wonder if he's only having fun, if you're just a temporary distraction, or worse, if he's secretly ashamed or embarrassed about the age difference. That kind of thinking leads to emotional distance, unnecessary self-sabotage, and sometimes even pushing away someone who truly loves you, simply because you can't see the real signs of his deep affection. But here's what's fascinating, and this is supported by research published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships. Couples with an age gap, especially where the woman is older, face unique social pressures. And do you know what that does to the way men express their love? It often makes them show their deepest feelings in more subtle but incredibly meaningful ways. If you're expecting grand public gestures or dramatic movie-style romance, you might completely overlook the profound love that's quietly unfolding right in front of you. Dr. Justin Lehmiller from the Kinsey Institute found that people in socially challenging relationships often build stronger emotional bonds precisely because they have to be more intentional about their connection. So as I share these signs, I want you to pay close attention, not just to what they are, but to how they reveal a kind of love that is deeper and more committed than many so-called normal relationships. Are you ready? Let's dive into the first sign. The first unmistakable sign that a man is deeply and madly in love with an older woman is this: he puts you above social expectations and does it consistently, openly, and without hesitation. Now let's be real. Society always has opinions about age gap relationships, especially when the woman is older. There are whispers, judgments, and sometimes even bold comments. But here's what love does. It makes people courageous. When a man is truly in love with you, he stops caring about what others think, because his connection with you matters more than their approval. But this isn't just about ignoring criticism, it's about actively choosing you. Here's how this looks in real life. He introduces you to his friends, his family, and his colleagues without hesitation or awkward explanations. He doesn't mumble your name or avoid sharing how you met. Instead, he's proud to have you by his side. He takes you to public events, work functions, and social gatherings without ever suggesting you stay home or meet separately. He wants you with him. And when someone makes an inappropriate remark about your age difference, he doesn't brush it off or stay quiet. He stands up for you and defends your relationship. The deeper psychology behind this is fascinating. According to research from the University of Rochester, people who consistently prioritize their partner over social approval display what psychologists call intrinsic motivation. That means their love comes from a genuine inner connection, not a need for external validation. So think about your own relationship. Does he include you in his social world? Does he talk about you with pride when speaking to others? Does he act protective of what you both share? If he's choosing you over convenience, over social ease, and over what's expected, that's not casual dating, that's deep and committed love. But there's something even more telling than public support. And that brings us to the second sign. The second powerful sign that a man is deeply in love with an older woman is this. He's genuinely curious about your life journey. This goes far beyond polite interest or small talk. When a man is madly in love, he becomes captivated by the depth of who you are and the story of how you became that person. He asks meaningful questions about your past, not just how was your childhood, but what experience in your 20s shaped you the most, or what's the decision you're proudest of making. He wants to understand your career path, your struggles, your triumphs, and how you built the life you have today. He listens to the stories you share, remembers them, and even brings them up later. This isn't just active listening, it's integration. He's weaving your experiences into his understanding of you as a whole person. Psychologically, this matters a lot. According to Matchcom's Singles in America survey, 81% of men said they find confidence and life experience in a partner extremely attractive. But when attraction evolves into deep love, that admiration becomes true fascination. Dr. Helen Fisher, a leading biological anthropologist, explains that when people fall deeply in love, they often become eager to learn everything they can about their partner. In relationships where the woman is older, this curiosity takes on a beautiful, unique layer. He's not just curious about your past, he deeply values the lessons you've learned, the perspective you've gained, and the wisdom you carry. So think about your own conversations with him. Does he ask thoughtful follow-up questions? Does he seek your advice on important matters because he truly respects your insight? This level of interest isn't something men can fake. You can't pretend to be fascinated by someone's life journey. That kind of curiosity only comes from genuine love and admiration. And speaking of love that sees you as a whole person, that leads us to the third sign. How he pictures his future with you. The third clear sign that a man is deeply in love with an older woman is this. He naturally includes you in his long-term plans. Pay attention to the way his language shifts when he moves from casual dating to real love, because that's where the truth shows. Casual relationships are focused on next weekend's plans. Love, on the other hand, is about dreams for next year and beyond. When a man truly loves you, something shifts in how he talks about time and shared possibilities. Without even realizing it, he starts saying we instead of I. Instead of I'm thinking about taking a vacation, he says we should plan a trip somewhere beautiful. Instead of I want to learn to cook, it becomes we should take that cooking class together. His major life decisions start reflecting both of you. He's not just considering career changes, where he'll live, or what big purchases to make in isolation. He thinks about how these choices will affect your shared life. He talks about experiences he wants to share with you. I'd love for us to travel through Europe someday. If we ever get a place together, it needs a big kitchen so we can cook as a team. I can't wait for you to meet my old friends when they visit next year. The fascinating psychology behind this is worth noting. Research from the University of California, Davis shows that couples who naturally use words like we, us, and our tend to have greater relationship satisfaction and long-term commitment. When a man's mind starts instinctively including you in his vision of the future, that's not a deliberate act. That's love rewriting the way he sees his life. He simply cannot imagine his future without you in it. Dr. Arthur Aron, who studies the psychology of relationships, explains that when we're deeply in love, we experience something he calls self-expansion. Our sense of self literally grows to include our partner. Their future becomes our future. But I want you to notice something important here. This isn't about him making promises or commitments he might not keep. This is about the natural, unconscious way he thinks and speaks about tomorrow, next month, and even next year. Listen carefully to how he talks about his plans. Does he automatically include you when he dreams out loud about experiences he wants to have? Are you naturally part of that picture? When he's making decisions about his life, does he consider how those choices will affect you? Because this kind of integrated future thinking isn't something you can fake or force. It comes from a deep emotional bond, where your happiness and presence have become essential to his vision of a good life. That emotional connection also shows up in another powerful way, which brings us to the next sign. The fourth sign that a man is deeply, madly in love with an older woman is subtle, yet incredibly meaningful. He doesn't just listen to you, he learns from you, and more importantly, he applies what he learns. This goes far beyond simply being a good listener or nodding along when you share your thoughts. When a man truly loves you, you become one of his most trusted advisors, and he actively changes parts of his life based on your wisdom and perspective. Here's what this looks like in real life. He applies your life lessons to his own challenges. When you share a story about how you handled a difficult situation, he doesn't just find it interesting, he uses that insight when he faces something similar himself. He changes his behavior based on your gentle guidance. Maybe you've helped him see a healthier way to manage stress, a more effective approach to resolving a work conflict, or even a better way to communicate with his family, and he actually makes those changes. He seeks your input before making important decisions, not because he's unable to decide on his own, but because he values your perspective and wants to make choices you'll both feel good about. He even credits you openly for positive changes in his life. He doesn't take all the credit when he grows or improves. He acknowledges how your influence has helped him become a better version of himself. And here's why this is such a profound sign of love. Dr. John Gottman, who has studied relationships for over 40 years, identified something he calls accepting influence as one of the strongest predictors of relationship success and genuine love. When someone truly loves you, they don't just want to be near you, they want to grow because of you. Your wisdom, your way of seeing the world, and your perspective become something they deeply value and integrate into their own journey. This is especially powerful in age gap relationships, where the woman is older, because it shows he not only respects but also cherishes the life experience and insight you bring. He's not attracted to you despite the age difference. He's drawn to you because of the depth and understanding you offer. Take a moment to reflect on your own relationship. Has he grown in positive ways since being with you? Does he ask for your advice on things that matter to him? When he faces challenges, does he consider what you might do in his place? Here's the beautiful thing about this dynamic. It creates a positive cycle. The more he learns from you and grows, the more he appreciates the unique gifts you bring into his life, and the more he appreciates you, the deeper his love becomes. This kind of mutual influence and growth lays the foundation for a truly lasting bond. But there's one more sign that may be the most important of all. The fifth and perhaps most revealing sign that a man is deeply in love with an older woman is this: he shows up for you consistently, even when it's inconvenient. Anyone can be kind and romantic when life is easy. Anyone can say the right things when everything is going smoothly. But real love, the kind that endures, shows itself in difficult moments. When a man truly loves you, you'll notice something extraordinary about his consistency. He's there for you when it really matters. He's there when you're sick, even if it means rearranging his schedule or leaving work early. He doesn't just send a feel better text. He shows up with soup, medicine, or simply his comforting presence. He supports you through family challenges or personal struggles without needing to be asked. When you're dealing with something heavy, he doesn't wait for an invitation. He's already there, by your side. He makes time for you even when life gets hectic. Busy at work? He still calls. Exhausted after a long day? He still wants to see you, even if it's just for a few minutes. He prioritizes your needs in your tough moments, even when it isn't convenient for him. If you're having a bad day, he might drive across town just to give you a hug. If you need to talk, he stays up late to listen. And here's why this matters so much. Research from the University of Oxford found that people who consistently show up for their partner during stressful or inconvenient times build trust levels that are 30% higher than those who only engage during the good times. Dr. Sue Johnson, who developed emotionally focused therapy, explains that true emotional safety in a relationship comes from knowing your partner will be there for you when you need them most, not just when it's easy or fun. This is especially significant in relationships with an age gap, because consistency over time proves his feelings aren't based on novelty or fleeting excitement. They're rooted in real care and commitment. Think back to the challenging moments you've faced since being with him. Was he there for you? Did he show up physically, emotionally, or both? When life got complicated, did he step closer or pull away? Because here's the truth, when a man is deeply in love with you, age completely fades into the background. In moments of crisis or need, all that matters is that you need him and he wants to be there for you. This kind of steadfast support doesn't come from casual affection or temporary attraction. It comes from love that has taken root and grown strong. And when you have someone who shows up for you consistently, especially during life's inevitable challenges, you have something rare and precious. So there you have it, the 5 scientifically supported and psychologically proven signs that a man is deeply, truly, and madly in love with an older woman. Let's recap these powerful indicators one more time. First, he prioritizes you above social expectations, choosing you consistently over convenience or approval from others. Second, he's deeply curious about your life story, fascinated not only by who you are now, but by the journey that shaped you. Third, he naturally includes you in his future plans, dreaming and deciding with you in mind. Fourth, he learns from you and applies it. Your influence helps him grow, and he acknowledges that growth. And fifth, he shows up for you consistently, even when it's hard or inconvenient, proving his love with actions when it counts the most. If you're seeing these signs in your relationship, I want you to do something important. Stop doubting, stop overthinking, and stop letting society's opinions overshadow what you can clearly see with your own eyes. Real love doesn't follow society's rules, timelines, or expectations. Real love follows connection, compatibility, and the genuine care between two people who choose each other every single day. If you have a man in your life who shows these signs, you have something beautiful and worth celebrating. Don't let fear or doubt steal the joy and security you deserve. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these signs resonates most with your experience? Or have you noticed other signs of deep love in your age gap relationship? Your stories not only help me create better content, but they also inspire other women who may be struggling with the same doubts and questions you once had. If this video gave you clarity and confidence about your relationship, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me reach more women who need to hear this message. And if you want more psychology-backed relationship advice, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post new videos every week covering everything from building confidence in relationships to understanding the deeper psychology of love and attraction. Remember, love is love, regardless of age, regardless of what anyone else thinks, and regardless of society's expectations. If you've found true connection, deep compatibility, and consistent care with someone, that's something to be grateful for and proud of. Trust what you see, trust what you feel, and most importantly, trust yourself to recognize real love when it's right in front of you. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep believing in the power of authentic connection.